harnessing technology for effective productivity in your career and business at large. So I am Toyin. I am Toyin Fessoye, and I'm the managing partner for Macintosh Information Technology Limited. Damilare, please, can I know if you can hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you, ma.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I am Toyin Fessoye, and I'm the managing partner for Macintosh Information Technology Limited, and also the founder of WTech Africa, and the CEO of Mac Tech Hub. I'm an IT consultant, and I am also a cybersecurity expert. I have over 12 years experience in information technology. And over the years, I've had to do several certifications ranging from Oracle, ITIL, CH, AWS, and Microsoft Cloud Professional. So I particularly have those certifications. So just to give a bit of myself, let's dive into what WTech Africa is all about. WTech Africa is a non-profit organization that implements programs to advocate, inspire, raise, retain, and empower women for greater representation in the leadership positions in tech world, both in public and private sector. So if you want to learn more about WTech Africa, you can actually visit wtechafrica.org. But in the past years, in the past months, we actually have started up with the training programs for a lot of our members. So I'll just give a little highlight of some of the benefits if you become a member of WTech Africa. So we have the mentorship mapping, we have the free webinars from tech companies, we have free seminars, we have grants and opportunities. We also give career counseling, free IT trainings, free IT certification vouchers. Now these are international exams. So we also have free vouchers we give to our members. We also give discounted exam vouchers, free job posting for opportunities. We also have a forum where we aspire women for networking and business collaboration. We run trainings on leadership management skills, career growth opportunities, business collaborations among the members, and also we engage our members with the experts certifications and relevance. So this and more that we do. So if you would like to join WTech Africa, you can actually log in click the link bit.ly/WTech WhatsApp. So you could become a member by joining our WhatsApp group. So let me dive into Macintosh. Who are we? Who we are. So Macintosh Consulting is a privately owned organization, and we are located in Nigeria, UK, and in Kenya. We are the leading technical and business management training provider for individuals, enterprises, and government parastatals for globally recognized certifications and trainings. Our training programs are there to global standards from our partners such as Microsoft, EC Council, AWS, Amazon, PACB, PMI, Azelos, Issaka, ISC Square, to list a few. We have also conducted several trainings for over 10,000 delegates in the past 7 years of our existence. And our clients take pride in our quality training deliveries and exceptional customer service. A few of our clients are GT Bank, Stanbic IBTC, Amcon, NDIC, MTN, CBN, Nestle, to mention a few. Our head office is actually located at 24 Bamishile Street off Allen, Ikeja. If you would like to learn more about Macintosh, you can actually go to macintosh.com. So this is just a pictorial representative of our partners and our clients. So as you can see, we are listed it earlier. We are partners with Cisco, VMware, Ithaca, and a lot of these certification bodies. And we have also done several trainings for a lot of organizations: Etisalat, NDIC, Guinness, MTN, Nestle, Chevron, and a whole lot. So I wouldn't want to bore you. Let's go into so this is actually a picture of some of our trainings that have been conducted at our facility. So let's go into the business of the day. Okay, a minute, please. So the business of the day is, what is technology? I'm so excited when it comes to anything that has to relate with technology. You know, I actually started my career as a tech expert over 15 years. Of course, I studied computer science, and as a child, I had flair for anything that had to do with the computer. I could remember back then we had this large desktop, you know, and I was always going to request to go to my sister, my auntie's place, all because I want to access the laptop, the desktop at that time. So, you know, when technology for me is vast. And I was actually talking about technology, and I was explaining what technology is. And I'd already said here that it's actually a process, skills, method that is used to accomplish objectives such as scientific investigation and a whole lot. But in simple terms, I'll just simply say technology is an enabling tool. It's majorly drives a business. It's actually a tool that drives businesses, or, you know, in our day-to-day activity. So every business today is technology driven. But how can we make the most of our business and choosing the right certification path relevant to today's evolvement? You can actually attest to the fact that a whole you know, the technology has evolved. Before now, we had a whole lot of so many things that were not this way. I can actually give you an example. When I actually started my career as an IT officer, I worked in an oil and gas organization in the IT department. And I could remember we had to do physical virtualization of our data. So when I mean virtualization, we were at the point we had to, if you want to back up, you know, every business has their data, and they need to protect the data and also store their data. So we were doing things manually. Sometimes we have to even stay in the office overnight. It was that bad. You know, we have to stay in the office overnight, having to we can do the backup for 2 a.m. So that we won't be seen, so that we are not in the office at the time, to ensure that our backup is done successfully with no interference. So you can imagine. But now, even with your phone, you know, have phones that has about 200 gigabytes of storage, of memory storage. You have larger sizes of storages where you can even, you know, store your information without the fear of it being deleted. I remembered when I started up also, I had some vital information stored on my desktop. And something happened, my system crashed. And all my information, all the things I had backed up, all the information I had backed up, it just went with the air. And that was it. I couldn't retrieve it. So now, the good thing is technology has evolved, and there is so much interesting tools, very wonderful tools that can make your business very effective. I will surely be diving into a few of them in this session. Kindly sit back and follow me in the whole process. So what I have here says every business today is technology driven, but how can we make the most of our business and choosing the right certification path relevant to today's evolvement? So if you do not want your business to be obsolete, you have to scale up. Gone are those days that you say, okay, you work to the IT department. No, IT is now integrated with the day-to-day business activity. So what is technology impact on business? I'll just pick a few of the basic departments that we have in an ideal business as of today. So in an ideal organizational setting or a business setting, the departmental requirements are basic, right? So I'm trying to, whether you be it a small, medium enterprise or a limited, a large enterprise and all that, you have at least these 5 departmental requirements. So whether you are doing these things, whether they are being handled by an individual or you have a team of people that are in these different departments, it is so essential to ensure that these 5 major functional areas are in business, because these are what areas that will drive your business. So now let's look at customer service. We have the 5 major one, which is the customer service. Please don't, we have more than this functionalities. It actually depends on your business model. So this is what is basic. So now look, we have customer service, we have sales and marketing, human resource, finance and procurement, IT and operations. These are basic departments as of today. But before now, IT usually have a very small office in most offices. Unlike now that IT department has evolved, they've been able to separate the operations, the development department, the stakeholders, strategy department, and a whole lot. So let's look at the impact of technology in these various areas and the need for every business and individual to embrace technology or they become obsolete. I will first take the customer service. Now we have heard about artificial intelligence. So in most of the well-developed countries, the customer service has totally been replaced with the help desk tools. And so it is important and imperative that we scale up in every field that we find ourselves. As a business owner, as a customer service representative, whatever skills you find, in whatever field you find yourself, it is important that you scale up. Now let's look at it. We have the help desk tools. I'm sure I want to cite an example. I'm sure you've actually, for instance, let's say you have an issue with your email, or you have an issue with some maybe a software you're working with, and you decided to go to the help to go to the help section of the website. You click on the help and it brings in suggestion and give you relevant topics that may give an answer to what your problem is, even before the human interface, before interfacing with the human or a human representative. So the help tools have a whole lot that has actually replaced the functions of a customer service. And the good thing about technology is it cuts across all the businesses, whether you're in manufacturing, whether you are in the financial sector, every organization needs to start thinking of how to, how to respond to their customers on time and resolve issues on time. So we now under the help desk tools, we have the robot chats. What is when you say robot chat? I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with artificial intelligence. So this is the role of the artificial intelligence. It actually mimic the human response, like mimic the human activity, like, so in such doing, you have examples of them. You have the Airbot, the Bold 360, the Bossify, the Chatfall, Chat Robot, a whole lot. So now it is very important that if you have a business as a business owner, there is no hiding at the back of, okay, I have my website designer actually did not put this in place and all that. No, it is high time you get informed, get to know the right tools, understand what you need to drive your business. So now this is a clear. There are several other help desk tools that have several functionalities and features that can replace the customer service to an extent. Now, I'm going to cite also example of TalkTo. I'm sure we know you go to a website and you see you see the chats come up, the chat room comes up, and then you have to chat and the likes. Right, so we have example of them, the TalkTo. You have HubSpot. HubSpot has several other features, but they also have these features. We have the automated call response. We also have automated anniversary. Now, if you are the type that you use things like emails servers, like emails like G Suite. G Suite has incorporated the email service, where you have the email blast service, like you want to send to a lot of people, right? So G Suite has that, and in that also they also have integrated automated responses. And for instance, you have like a calendar that you need to, on a daily basis, or based on the anniversaries and celebrations of your clients, you want to keep touch. And it could be frustrating for somebody to say, okay, oh, my phone just rang. Oh, we are supposed to, the calendar has just alerted me that one of the clients has birthday, your birthday is today. Then you now go, then you compose the website, the greeting card. Okay, this is to wish you happy birthday. Now, a lot of things has been automated. All you need to do is input the data of the celebrants and give a template of either the birthday greetings, the anniversary greetings, and whatsoever you want to share with them, or and whatsoever you want to wish them. And on the day of their birthday, automatically, without you even knowing, the template you had installed or come up with will automatically alert them, wishing them happy birthday. Now, I have quite a number of my clients that calls me and say, oh, you can still remember my birthday. Sincerely speaking, I've even forgotten. But because I already have an automated process in place. Now, so these are key tools that are even available for free. So let's dive into sales. I hope I've been able to say something. Damilare, please, I hope I'm still clear.
Yes, you are clear, ma.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's dive into sales. Don't forget, I'm referring to the different departments of an ideal business setting, right? So let's dive into sales, the sales and marketing. What exactly is the difference between the sales and marketing department? The sales, the marketing, sometimes they actually misplace those names, those functions. Well, a particular department can actually do the two, but depending on the staff strength of the organization. So now let's look at it. Sales people actually are to close they are to close the deal. They turn prospects to leads, to clients. Marketers are to create awareness and to get prospects for your business. Those are the major differences between the sales and marketing. Now, so what are the processes or the technology tools that are available for us? We have the ones that are free. We also have the ones that you have to pay for. But the good thing is, a lot of us don't even know that there are some particular email software that basically has all these features, and we don't have to pay in bits or to pay for different softwares. The sales process has now been digitalized, less traditional marketing. We already know that there is pandemic, and so every organization have to readjust and re-strategize. So what exactly? Why will I go and be not, why will I go to another person to go and do traditional marketing? But I need to give 2 meters distance away from the other person. So who would open their door to them? Nobody. So what people are still leveraging on now are either their old clients, their clientele, and they need to digitalize their sales process. And it's so simple. You have tools that are available. Other than doing those things manually can be frustrating. Okay, let me cite an example. Either you have you did email, your marketers had actually done some marketing, out there, and you got customers that are calling, you have a spreadsheet, Excel sheet. Okay, customer here had called, you typed it in. Okay, who will do the follow-up and the whole lot. That can be so time wasting. When all these processes has been simplified. Let's look at the CRM softwares that you have available. We have the Zoho, we have Katra, we have Microsoft Dynamics. Now, let me talk about Microsoft Dynamics. The good thing about Microsoft is that when you buy the Microsoft 365, it has a lot of tools that have been integrated. It has the CRM tool, which is the Microsoft Dynamics. It has the app, the Power App. It has the business intelligence. It has a whole lot. You have your Microsoft Teams. So you don't really need to start purchasing. You want to have a meeting with your team. You want to go, you now need to get off the track by going to either using a Zoom and the likes. Everything can create an office collaboration. So sometimes I usually advise, instead of having to install or purchase different tools, why don't you get a single tool that has that is like a workspace, that's integrated all those processes that may be required. We'll dive into that much later. But let's look at the tools that you have under the CRM software. You have the Microsoft Dynamics, you have the Freshsales. Freshsales is an awesome software. You have a lot of, under the Freshsales, they have several features. They also have several other softwares where you can even get to call your clients within the space. We have the Salesforce, we have the Activo, we have Agile CRM, we have Sendinblue, and Constant Contact. There are a whole lot. That several of them are available. But if you would want my organization to put your team through the best software, I'm sure you can actually contact us. We'll give you our details much later. Let's dive into the basic features of the CRM software. Now, don't let us, these words are not too big. They're not abstract. These are things that we can relate to. Now, we have the lead generation. Under the CRM software, most all the CRM software have a common feature. They have common features, rather. And so you can first look at critically, which one will meet your need and create all the, and integrate with all that tools, so that you don't get your clients, your staff, or your team, you know, disorganized, because they have to start installing several tools, or they have to start having to learn the use of several tools. Now, under the basic features of a basic CRM software or an ideal CRM software, it should have a lead generation. It has a landing page. So for some people who really don't have a website and you always do promotion, your landing pages are so perfect for after you're done with your marketing, and there's a place it's taking them to, is directing them to a landing page. And that landing page has information about the organization. And in turn, it collects their data, either by the help desk or by them putting in their information. Now, we also have the help desk, we have the API integration. Now, API integration, most of the time, I'm going to set an example, your PayPal. PayPal would always have a key, a API key. And sometimes most of these CRM software, all you need to do to integrate your payment gateway is just to put in the API details. Now we have the analytics, we have the business intelligence, we have the checkout integration, we have the sales enablement, we have performance management. Yes, there are some software, CRM software that has all this in together. We have the predictive sales, customization, marketing automation, team collaboration, and develop platform. A lot involved. But that is not the topic of the day. So don't forget, we are looking at the basic, the relevance of technology in the basic departmental requirement. Let's go to the marketing aspect. What you need for marketing is your marketing automation. So now, from one single, there are a lot of marketing automation tools. Even some of them are free. You have your, of course, we have your email softwares. We have the Sendinblue. We have Linktree. We have a whole lot. So all you need to do from one particular software, automation, marketing automation, you push out your adverts and create your keywords and every other functions, every other thing you want to put in place from one basic source, from one basic point. So I have LinkedIn account, I have a Instagram account, I have this, I have that. It could be frustrating having to start going to each of them to upload the same content, when you can automatically do everything. I don't need to log into my Facebook. All I need to do is integrate my Facebook into my marketing automation, integrate my Instagram, my LinkedIn, and my social media ads. I integrate them into the marketing automation and makes things easier. When they fill the form, when I have people fill the form, it automatically goes to my database. And it automatically sends them an auto response. Oh, you have filled this form. Thank you for filling. A customer service representative will contact you. So now there is a whole lot that has to do with your marketing automation, which I may not be able to dive into. Now, under that, we also have, if there are other tools there are other avenues that are available where you can actually promote your sales. That is where you are going into digital marketing, right? So we have your content driven, the video ads, the search engine optimization. Now, I usually tell people when we come to search engine optimization, when we come to your SEO, I try to tell people, let's get the traffic, the organic traffic. Other than having to pay, let's first try and make our website optimized. So it's easier for our clients to search and find us, even before having to start paying for your Google AdWords and other things, right? So these are other means where you can actually market your products. Of course, you can use an influencer site. You have directories. You have podcasts. Now, the reason why all these social media tools or softwares are currently, coming up with different initiatives is because you can actually use their platform to advertise, and in turn, they make their profits. So now let's look at the major advantage of driving business with technology. You have your cloud services and storage. Now, I'm referring to this because of the marketing aspect, right? Now, I've heard about a few of my clients. They will call me, oh, do you know that my sales representative had just left the office? She wiped off all the database. She cleaned off my information. I don't even have access to it. Why? That's because things are done manually. If you automate your marketing process, every lead from you, even your phone, you have there now. We have mobile app. Most of these email softwares have, automatic marketing automation have their mobile app. So, as a leader, as a business owner, you can monitor the activities of your staff, of your sales team, or your marketing team. A lead just came in, a lead just dropped into your just filled your form online, and and has not been, as the person, the lead has not been called, it has not been assigned. You can actually, from your phone, you can get notification. This lead actually came in so days and has not been called, there has not been any follow-up. I'm trying to be very, I don't want to use the technological terms. I'm trying to be as simple as I can, because I know we have different people who are currently viewing as of now. Okay, so let's go to, I was talking about the cloud services and storage. So one good thing about automating your marketing process is when you have your data, they're stored in the cloud. So no salesperson can now say it is my client. I brought them and all that. When they leave your team, they are leaving for good. You don't have to cry over a sales team, because you can continue. Somebody else can continue from where they had stopped. So at a glance, you can have a graphical representative of where you are, what you've done, the marketing that the marketing that has been done, the progress. You get a report, you can analyze, a whole lot. So I tell people it is very important as a business owner. Don't sit down and say, I have a sales rep, I have marketers, I have sales team, you need to know what you need to drive your business with the tools, so that when you understand it, so that when you're driving it and you have a clear understanding of what it is, nobody will come and give you a bullshit or tell you, this is what happened, or this is no. You are on top of your game, or even their line manager or whoever is managing them at the time is also on top of his or her game. So it is very important that we adapt to the technology-driven tools to drive our businesses. Now, we also have there's something about the data protection and loss. So I talked about it, the time like that, I was always storing my information on the desktop and my system crashed. So you have a salesperson or a marketer or your HR or your finance manager, or something happened to his system, and every of the information he has been working with just went off like that. Not even in this age and time. So yes, we have some of the softwares, maybe slightly expensive, but we still have, the good thing is they still give you the free access, where there's some features that have been enabled. You can still enjoy the same benefits. So, and also the data breach, where either your sales team or your accounting team shares or violated or shares the information, vital information. So all these things can help you put your businesses in place. So let's go to the finance. Gone are those days that you still have things done on your spreadsheets, you are doing things manually and all that. We now have so many softwares that can help synchronize and simplify the process. You have the QuickBook, you have your PayStack, you have SAP or SAP Finance, you have Oracle Financials, PayPal, so many. There are many. You know, and these things also integrate into your marketing softwares, such that, for instance, on your PayPal, on your PayStack, if you go to the CRM software, for instance, you have your Katra. The Katra will ask you, it enables API, right? So you can integrate your PayPal. So when a client comes or fills your forms online, the client can actually fill the form, can even go and pay just using the checkout. And automatically you get your alert. Automatically, sales invoices are sent to them. I mean, yes, the sales receipts rather. So these are things that it is imperative that we all migrate and start enabling our businesses to be driven with the tools, with technology. Of course, you can also synchronize this the payment gates, the PayPal, the finance tools with your website and landing pages, like I shared earlier. So I will dive into the human resources, right? That's the fourth part of one of the major requirements, departmental requirements. So which you have, part of it is the human resource. So your human resource, like I said, you have software that can drive your human resources now. You have your Sage Payroll, you have your Bitrix, you have SAP, you have PayDNG, you have Gutston, etc. Now, like I said, I'm not diving directly into these things. I'm only trying to run you through them. So if you need a better support, you can please contact us and we'll be willing to put you through, right? So now let's look at one of the major challenges that is faced by most organizations during this era is the staff productivity and time management. So as a human resources, you know, yes, we still understand when they are still, your staff are still on premise and you can actually monitor the time they came in, the time they left, what are they doing and the likes. But you cannot micromanage people any longer. You can't micromanage your staff. You need to be focused on their productivity. And if you have to be focused on their productivity, you also look at the tools that will enable them to be more productive. So one of the major challenge because of this pandemic, yes, we are believing that pandemic is going to fade off, but now people are now, we've now embraced the new norm, having to work from home, right? So a lot of issues. I've gotten several calls from a lot of organizations, and we've been able to implement a whole lot of solutions for our clients. So like I said, you can't micromanage your staff. Let me cite an example. The truth is, if a staff A is expected to clock in at X time, that does not guarantee the productivity of the staff. Yes, you put a time machine or a time management tool. Okay, clock in, yeah, sit down. I can sit down and do several other things. I'm sure we've seen a lot of videos where some people will have different images and they flip it just to let you know that they are still there, whereas they are sleeping on their bed. I'm sure you don't want that. So how do you measure the productivity of your staff? How do you measure the productivity of your staff? So now, KPI can only be measured by time delivery of tasks assigned and generally productivity of the staff. So when a company makes a decision to support employees who want to work remotely or establish entire remote teams, it is important they leverage on software tools that make communication, collaboration, and transparency a breeze. Hence, it is imperative that you drive your business with tools and re-strategize your business model. So I don't want to emphasize on this because I know that a lot of us had several webinars where they talk about, excuse me, where they talk about, okay, drive your business, change the business model and all this and all that. There are a whole lot that has been said, but I just simply want to tell you that the moment you're able to get a software and leverage on that software tools, trust me, the productivity of your client, of your staff you will see the impact and you will worry less about when this staff A and staff B, rather you are more focused on the delivery. So let's look at a few of the softwares that can actually enable the workspace and enable the business collaboration. We have heard about the Slack for team collaboration and instant messages. So I want to say that there are a whole lot. But I usually tell people, get a single software that can integrate and meet your business need. Because all the software that are available, they all understand what is going on. So it's been fashioned in such a way that they're trying to meet up with one demand on the other. But I would simply say that if you're able to do your company audit, your business process audit, your workflow audit, and understand what is important, you know the right tools. And this is where we come in. We can actually help you with the right tools, right? So now when you look at Slack for team collaboration and instant messaging, you have your Zoom. Now Zoom is known for video conferencing, right? And team members and customers. So there's a little to what Zoom can give you. Yeah, Zoom can give you the meeting, the webinars, the conferences, and the likes. But what about the file sharing, the collaboration? A whole lot, right? So Zoom also has a lot of packages in a lot of features. But why do we? I usually tell people, if you can get an email service provider that actually can also help integrate your business tools. An example is G Suite, an example is Microsoft Teams and Microsoft 365. Microsoft has its workspace and has been able to create a collaboration, make the collaboration within your team very seamless, file sharing, a whole lot of things with several other features. So why do you have to buy these softwares in bits? They will do your your emails. They will do your video conferencing, your team, your meetings. You have the team collaboration, you have a whole lot instant messaging, you have it all bundled in one. So why do I have to start looking for other tools that still will give me a bit but not all? So usually I tell people, so now we have the Zoom, we have the Google Suite, we have the Mural, we have Trello for project planning, we have a whole lot. There's several of them. So in my next session, I will discuss intensively on effective tools for remote teams to work productively. So this is my next session that I will be doing. We will dissecting, we'll be going into those tools and then walk along based on my business model. So all the tools what we'll be doing, what we're discussing about in the next session will be all the tools your team needs to put under one roof. Ultimate control over teams and project easier than ever. On-time project delivery and on-point team accountability. Easy to understand with little to no learning curve. So that is what we're going to take time to make it very simple for you with no issues. So let's dive into other areas. So we also know about your essential staff training, right? So that is another area you may want to consider. You need to look at the tools that you want to drive your business. You need to, if you want us to train your team on the sales automation, on digital marketing, on tele-sales and communication is very key. And another essential thing which a lot of organizations now understand is the cybersecurity. So because if you don't put measures in place, there will be data breaches, there could be leakages, and a whole lot that you do not want to happen to your business information, right? So that is that for the business requirement as in terms of technology driving your business. So I'm diving into the number 5, which is the IT technology and equipment and operations. In the light of this is a main topic on its own, and based on this number 5 requirements, which is the IT technology department, I will dive into the other areas and the job, other areas in terms of the careers and job roles that are available, which is the main focus of the day. So if in an IT technology department, there have been several needs. You have the operations, you have the DevOps, you have the agile the strategy, and you have a whole lot. So in today's world, almost all organizations are technology driven, which in turn have given rise to several job opportunities in the tech world. More and more organizations are now eager to employ IT professionals to fill up the tech spaces in order to drive productivity and get their businesses at a competitive edge. So now what most people are thinking of, like if I, for instance, at the moment, I wouldn't want to employ a receptionist. What am I employing a receptionist for? What I'm looking for is someone that understands how to drive sales using technology. So you can see that everything is changing, and there is a high request for IT professionals. So this is why we need to look at and understand what are the different IT careers that I can dive into. What are the areas I can look into, and I can jumpstart my career as an IT professional to place me at the edge. Don't forget, this is not about just certifications alone. You don't have to, sometimes you don't even need to do or sit for any of those exams. All you want to know is the technology, the skills. You want to acquire the skills. So, and you are not only, sometimes you don't only want to acquire the skills because you want to become employed by an organization. Sometimes you want to acquire the skills to know how your staff are doing this for effective management. You want to acquire the skills to also become an IT consultant, to able to leverage technology to create more job opportunity and more inflows, financial inflows. So as an IT consultant, I can do a whole lot. I can become a consultant in the cloud industry. I can become a consultant in different aspects of IT, in the cybersecurity aspect of it. So this is very key and paramount. So let's go to IT careers. We have different IT careers, right? You can be an information security. You can be an information security professional, right? And this, under this career, it addresses everything that has to do with information security. We have IT analyst. An IT analyst will translate your business requirement into technical specification. So as a business owner, if you want to employ an IT personnel, these are a few things you need to look out for. What is their job role? Are they just saying they are IT? What is their job role? What have they been able to impact? How have they been able to impact drive the business with what they know in terms of technology? So technology, IT professionals are no longer a sector, a department where they just they back up servers and try and help with storage and try and help with securing your password. It's small. It's small. I'm sure you know. I've actually shared a whole lot at the early stage, right? At the early slides, rather. So you need to get to understand the roles. Now, an IT analyst will sit back, understand the business requirements, and come in, proffer technology tools that can help drive the business. We also have the network administrator. So network administrator help you configure and operate your computer network. We have managing consulting. So the good part is IT is not just techie. We have the managing aspect of IT. So the part at which you want to look into, you may look, okay, can we look into the managing consulting? This techie thing is too much. Information security, you have, so sorry, please. You have so much, so much terms, terminologies and the likes that you don't want to look into. So you could look into the market and managing consulting aspect of it. We also have the data administrator, managing corporate databases, right? Database. We have the computer forensic expert. There's an issue, there's a data breach, there's a leakage somewhere, there's something that is gone wrong, or you want to get more information about a particular person or you want to audit a department. They are the ones that do the forensic investigation. They extract computer evidence for detecting and preventing prosecuting crimes. So for this particular course career, you have a lot of people from the cybercrime areas like the EFCC. They come in for trainings like this, computer forensic investigation. Now we have the IT sales. Who are the IT sales? The people on your front line to sell products. So what are the courses that are relevant to them? So courses that are relevant to IT sales are those courses that are initially highlighted. Now we have software developers. Who are the software developers? They're the ones that help build your website. They help with your maybe your mobile applications and the whole life. So let's look into starting a career in IT. I understand we have a whole lot of, we have different people at the different levels, but I just want to assume that we still have from some people who apparently want to know and understand how they can start a career in IT. Or okay, they can actually look into becoming a consultant in the IT field. So starting a career in IT, it requires that every individual gets familiar with the basics of the IT world. Starting with IT3, you must be able to navigate your way around a computer, browse the internet, make use of the basic software available on the computer like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the likes. After getting trained and certified in these areas, you can then proceed to the courses like your Computer A+. So ideally, I tell people when they come to meet me, oh, I want to start my career. I'm tired of, I don't want to be, I want to work, I don't want to be in this field any longer. I want to work in this field and now I want to change my career and all that. So you need to understand the basic. It's very important. So what are the basic, and this basic thing that most of us already have the skills. All we just need to do is just understand the align, just align with the terminologies, right? So let's look at an ideal basic skill for anybody who apparently want to start the career. You are looking at Computer A+. So when we talk about the Computer A+, it has when we look at Computer rather, you know, it cuts across networking, basic networking, basic security, basic cloud knowledge, the basic programming, and basic hardware and software. So it's always ideal that you want to start with the lowest so that you have a better understanding. And when you are getting to the other phases, other stages, you are equipped enough and you can take up the whatever roles you're aspiring. So now that we have, looking at this career path, you have the networking, you have CCNA, and you have CCNP. So on the networking, so for instance, you could also be learning this for anybody. So for instance, you're looking at networking. What do I really want to do with network? What do they do? They are network administrators. So if you're thinking, okay, I love to play around configuring, I love to play around, you know, securing I'm trying to understand the terminologies in the network, the TCP, the IP addresses and the likes in a computer and all that. So these are qualifications you may want to look into, right? So we also have projects. So we have ITIL foundation and we have project management. So these are also areas that can be helpful. So when we talk about project, I'm sure a lot of us understand the project. So, you know, IT is not just techie. There is a project aspect of IT. So you may want to say, okay, because I don't think I can go this far and I just want to quickly get my hands on something, I can consider the project aspect of it. Under the project, like we said, you have the CompTIA project. We also have the Microsoft project. Sorry, it's not highlighted here. We have Microsoft project that actually gives you the tools to put together to help you with your project phases. And ITIL is called IT Infrastructure Library. And this actually looks into best practices that is obtainable in the IT departments all around. So when I say ITIL version 4, what do I really mean by ITIL? So I want to know the basic things that is required. So for instance, I become the head of an IT department, or I just recently gained a job, got a job, or just got employed as an IT professional. You know, you need to learn the basic. Sorry, hello, Damilare, please can you help me mute Ruth?
Yes, sir.
Please can you? Okay, thank you, Ruth. Okay, so talking about the ITIL, as I was saying, so it is called IT Infrastructure Library. It is the best practices that is obtainable all over the world in an ideal IT setting. So now what it does is they have the help desk, they service the internal and the external customers. And in servicing your internal and external customers, it breaks it down to what are the things that you need to consider: the service license agreement, how to approach your stakeholders, your business cases, and the likes. So under the ITIL, they have different phases. It has the life cycle, the ITIL version 3 actually has the intermediate phases, which has the life cycle and the the life cycle and the capability, but that has been faded off. Now you now have the managing professional. So majorly the goal is the integrated DevOps with operations. So and the new version, the new update, integrated agile methodology into the course. So because we understand that the world is, the technology has evolved, a lot of things has gone to cloud, a lot of decisions cannot be made just, you want to, for instance, you want to build a software for the organization, the stakeholder, the operations manager liaises with the business, sorry, the stakeholder, sorry, the development, the operations department liaise with the development, the software development department, and they both come together and liaise with the strategy department, the IT strategy department, who in turn liaises with the stakeholders. So there are a lot of processes to these things. So they understand that you need to be agile. Technology is a part of the business. So every processes have to be documented and have to be sure that it's targeted towards the business need of an organization. So let's go into project management. You have with the word name project management. So project management just trains you better on, gives you a better view as to how to plan, how to effect, how to meet your stakeholders, how to execute your timing for your project, and to put all these things together. And like I said, there's another one, which is a Microsoft project, which will help you with the tools to put your faces in your project management together. We are looking at, hopefully, should be rounding out by 5:30. So please kindly, I'll try as much as possible so I don't take too much of your time, but I'm so particular about you getting value for this webinar. Okay, so let's go back to the other part, which is the computer security. So what we, initially I'd made mention of the different areas of IT. Please let me run it back to what I said earlier. We talked about the networking, the security, the cloud, programming, and hardware. So I have treated the networking aspect. I also treated the project aspect of it. Now we are in the cybersecurity aspect. So there are different courses on the cybersecurity. They're so wide. But I can always tell you, you could start from something that is realistic, something that you can quickly relate to. Your computer security is quite one of the foundational courses on security. We can also look at your cybersecurity, which is certified ethical hacker. There's a course called cybersecurity. You can also look at a course called CEH, which is cyber certified ethical hacker. What does that show you? It tells us about tools that are being used for to hack. So how can you actually mitigate against all these the threats? So that is, if you want to have a better understanding of what are these hackers doing? What are they doing? How possible is it that they get your background information and they are able to hack into people's accounts? So this actually dissects it, just breaks it down for you to have a better understanding of what the cause of how the process, how it is being achieved. We also have a course called the Cyber CISSP. It's called the Certified Information System Security Professional. This could be an advanced stage. So I tell you to start a bit from these areas, then you can take it down. And trust me, with these certifications, you are sure to be on your way to become an expert. We also have a course called the Cloud Computing. And under cloud computing, you have Computer Cloud, and you have several other clouds. But it may interest you to know that one of the hottest certifications as of today is cloud computing. Why? Why am I saying this? A lot of businesses have migrated to the cloud services. Look, first of all, what is cloud computing? I think I should clarify that. What exactly is cloud computing? When you hear the word cloud, the phrase cloud computing, what do they mean? It just means that having your services, your IT services on your on-demand IT services in the cloud. It's just simple. So, and it helps with your day-to-day processes. Let me break it down a bit. We understand that we have talked about different areas in the marketing. We talked about the marketing automation software. We talked about the CRM software. We have been able to dissect this down, right? So we know a typical phone, you want to store your information. And I'm sure, so for most of us that use WhatsApp, I'm sure you have a time where they back up your information. So even when your phone is stolen, you can easily get another phone with your email, and you put in your email. It will automatically reinstall your previous chat messages. Now, this is simply telling you that we have fully migrated to cloud virtually in every day-to-day business activity. So cloud computing is one of the most sorted certification, majorly because there is a high demand of cloud experts, cloud architectures, cloud developers, a whole lot of different cloud computing courses you can look into. And you have different platforms. We have the AWS, we have the Microsoft Azure, we have the Google Cloud, and we have several other available platforms. So at the moment, AWS and Microsoft are currently making waves. Most of the organizations you see now are using the AWS and Microsoft Cloud services. So they will automatically need a cloud expert, someone that can manage their cloud at the back end. So I hope I've been able to explain this. I'll go into the programming aspect. We have different, under the programming courses, you have the introduction to programming, you have your JavaScript, you have your Python, you have your C++, you have, all these are also programming. So this also can lead to artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, I didn't state it here, is one of the most, it's also one of the top or hottest certifications that are currently on demand as of today. So because a lot of people now want to automate that process, a lot of people want to do less of human activities and employ, they want to, at the end, pay less services. They pay less, and because they have a software that can help replace the human function. So understanding those various career paths will give you a better insight to what you want to achieve with IT, and will direct you on the necessary steps to take. So I hope I've been able to put a bit, I've been able to shed a bit, I've been able to shed light to the different steps that are IT career that are available. Okay. So we have the cybersecurity, the cloud computing, the project management, the data analytics. So let me look at the data analytics. Do I have it here? Okay, so we have the data analytics, we have the digital marketing, networking, programming, IT governance. We have looked at the cybersecurity, we have looked at a few. So looking at the information security, we have the job available for them. You can become and implement and test intrusion detection. You can be a firewall, you can configure firewalls, you can implement encryption technologies, you can perform security audits, right? So looking at for an IT analyst, what do? They can translate business requirements into technical specifications, work with business units to document requirements and processes, support end users desktop application, hardware and shared systems, train employees who use these systems. You also have the network administrator who apparently can install and manage networks, provide direct end-to-end user support interface, troubleshoot and fix network problems, perform hardware and software upgrades, certifications which are often required. The managing consultant, IT consultant, work as part of a team. So you can actually be you be a contract staff, you can be a you're a consultant, so you can have several organizations you can consult for, right? So we have the business administrators. What they do, they have businesses have database management, so they manage the businesses, and also they require programming skills such as SQL and familiarity with specific database products such as those created by Oracle, Microsoft, and CBase. So for database, you have vendors that you have that has these certifications for SQL, which some are owned by Oracle, while others some Microsoft. So before we dive into questions and answer, I didn't mention data analytics, right? We have different courses under the data analytics. You can look at becoming a CBA certified business analyst professional, right? You can become a business. You can look into courses like business analytics, and a whole lot that is involved. Now, if under the project, there are also different sectors. You may want to look at courses like your product owners, your agile Scrum, Scrum masters and the likes. Then you can also want to look into things like courses like your Lean Six Sigma. Lean Six Sigma is actually focused to more of the manufacturing companies. So we have IT governance. Those are courses like TOGAF. Those are courses like CGEIT, that is the government in IT. So this actually look at, okay, what are the things that govern the IT department? What are the IT governance, the rules, things that you should know so that you don't put your organization in at risk with the government. So we're having a question and answer session. Damilare. Hello, Damilare.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's time for the question and answer session. Kindly take time to ask your questions, and I will be available to respond to you if you have any questions and answers. Questions for me. You can please chat your questions if you have any questions for me. Damla, are there any questions?
Yes, there are some people that wants to make collaborations with WTech Africa. He dropped this contact, so we are going to get across to him later.
Okay.
If we have anyone that has any question, please just signify by raising up your hand so that we can give you room to ask your questions.
Have you checked the chat?
Yes, we don't have any question on that yet.
Okay, someone said, can they get the slides? Okay, Ruth says she's watching from Kenya. Thank you,
Someone
Ruth, for
said,
joining.
yes, we run these courses, Kehinde Omojola. Marketing Consulting run these courses, and you can do well to get across to us after the webinar if you are interested in any of these courses. If you have any question, please kindly raise up your hand so that we
Okay,
can.
I think there are two questions, there are two chats that came in now.
Okay, someone is asking a question, Ma.
Okay.
Thanks so much. That is Lizzie doing. What career path must one navigate from computer science to cybersecurity in academics? She wants
As
to know
as
the
an
career,
academic.
yes, she wants to know the career path from to cybersecurity.
So she's coming from an academic background, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so whether you're coming from an academic background, it doesn't really matter. She said, concerns to cybersecurity. So I actually had listed some steps here. Please give me a minute. Okay, so I listed some steps under the security. So if you're looking at starting the career as a cybersecurity expert, you want to become a cybersecurity professional. Number one, what are the needs? What are the job roles available for cybersecurity experts or professionals? Majorly, they secure the network of an organization. They ensure that there's data protection. They ensure that there are no breaches in the information of the organization. So they ensure that hackers do not come and hack the network and a whole lot, right? So if you are looking at starting a career, I will first find out what if you do not have any foundational knowledge. I would tell you to start with computer security. If you start with computer security, you can then migrate. You can after your computer security course, you can excuse me. After your cybersecurity, your computer security, you can move into, first of all, you need to do your networking. Excuse me. You need to have information on networking majorly. Majorly is very important because there are a lot of terminologies that will be used. And if you do not have a background on networking, you may be lost. You may be lost at this particular stage. So acquire your networking skills, understand the basic TCP, IP address, and a whole lot. Understand the terminologies. Come in, then take your computer security. When you're done taking your computer security, then we can now advance to your certified ethical hacker, and then advance to other certifications that can pop up after you're done with those early stages, those stages. So I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Okay, Ma, we have another question, Ma. Mr. Olusegun wants to know, do you have an insight on where blockchain links with IT? It seems to be another popular topic for the future alongside cloud and AI. I think he wants to know mainly about the security
about the blockchain.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there are several courses under blockchain. I didn't highlight any yet. So if you would want to come in for certifications as regarding to blockchain, you could please our details. We have our details there. Send us a mail or drop in your contact. We'll send you all that you need to know as that is concerned. Blockchain actually is very straightforward. So you don't have several steps to it. So can I go to the next question?
Okay, ma. So the next question said, how do we ensure that we do not transfer all of our inefficiencies in our manual processes when we move to software? What is the position on locally developed? Okay, I think the questioner has two questions. How do we ensure we do not transfer all of our inefficiencies in our manual processes when we move to softwares? That's the first question.
Okay, so the first question is, how do you, if you're inefficient, this is about, it goes beyond just the tools. The tools are just enablers, right? Your attitude to work is dependent on you. So, first of all, it depends on what you want to achieve. So those aspects cannot be. It's a personal decision. So you can't say you are inefficient and you're looking at how. I said I don't get this question clearly. Damilare.
I think that's the best. That's the right answer, ma'am. The person is saying how can they ensure that they don't transfer all the inefficiencies in the manual process when we move to software. Software is automated, so it depends on the individual's strength,
Okay.
seriousness.
Thank you. So, but I also want to say something. So, if the softwares were purchased by your managers, your business, the business owner, if you're not a business owner and you work for people, and then the softwares are to be able to measure your productivity. So, if you're not efficient, you know, it will expose you, and at the end, your business would take up, result at whatever decisions they make from their end. Can we take the next question here I've asked?
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, what is the position on locally developed softwares in the areas you have addressed?
Okay, so now software is software. What we are looking at is the efficiency of the software, whether it is local or it is a global standard software, right? We have a lot of programmers, we have a lot of software developers that have successfully developed several softwares that are that even function better than other globally recognized softwares. So if those softwares can meet the requirements, why not? I don't think it's just the job of the owner or the local software to do a lot of marketing and awareness in terms of the software. And if you feel the software can compete with those global softwares, you need to step it up. Let's create more awareness so that people can start using your software. Can we go to the next one?
Yes, ma'am. That's the last question, ma'am. Please, if you have any other question, kindly send your question across or raise up your hand now.
Okay, so they just raise their hands with you. Okay. So in the absence of no questions, yes. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. We are looking forward to run a webinar, a similar session on the intensively on effective tools for remote teams to work productivity. So we are looking at assisting SMEs on how they can drive their businesses with and ensure that there is they can measure productivities, from their staff. So I think in the absence of no other questions, would appreciate if you could take time to go to our website, www.macintosh.com, and also the WTech Africa. You can also, if you are a female, because this particular group is actually for females. So if you are looking at joining the WTech, that is the WhatsApp group, please join us. We'll be glad to have you. We are passionate about female becoming leaders in their space, especially in the tech world. So I remain your humble self. Do I have my picture here? Okay. So thank you so much. I remain Toyin Ifesanya. So we also have career insights from time to time. You can please follow at Toyin Ifesanya on Instagram, on LinkedIn, just the way the name is, Toyin Ifesanya. Please follow us. You can follow our other Instagram pages, Macintosh Consulting, WTech Africa. For more opportunities on grants, for more insights on your career growth, And we hope to have you in another session like this very soon. Thank you.
So
And stay blessed.
I posted
Oh,
the WhatsApp group on the chat
on the
already.
chat.
The
Okay.
link to the WhatsApp group is there.
Okay. So we are going to leave the page open for people to still drop questions. But we are called the webinar to an end. So I'll just, okay, you said you had posted it on the chat room. So it's okay. But I'm seeing 10 chats. Are you sure we don't have any other questions, Damilare? Okay, so okay, thank
I
you.
don't have
Thank
questions,
you.
man. They are just
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Tori. I thank you, Mr. Yinka. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Ruth. Thank you for joining from Kenya. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tori. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Tony. This was really beautiful. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Join me. I'm ready.